Open up for Sugar Ray. Talk about how great of experience that's been working. Sharing the bill with them and also being able to present your music to a large audience.
Yeah, it's great because we just started out a few days ago with Sugar Ray, and we're going to be on tour with them in Fastball for till September 26th. And it's great because it's a summer tour with the quintessential summer band. Sugar Ray is like, they are summertime, fun, celebration, they're a party. So it's just, we're super stoked to be able to have a summer tour with the summer band. And it doesn't get old. Like every night so far has been super fun.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Yes, indeed. And those cats are really cool because I remember I went to the Eastman School of Music in Rochester. My folks came to visit me. It was back in fall of '96 before they broke out. They did a concert, and they were like at the hotel just playing like the games, those games, trivia games that are like, at the restaurants and stuff, and they were so cool. And they said
really
their name.
Cool.
Yeah, and I
they're
didn't know
humble
who they.
Too. Like they're not like rock star like think they're better than everyone. They've been in the game 21 years as a band.
Wow.
Yeah, so they're they understand that the music industry is fleeting. That you have to respect every single person and value every single one of your fans. They're really a good band to look up to. As far as how to approach stardom. I guess they're just super humble. Cool.
Wow. Well, and speak about the record industry. Like in general, like I noticed for years they don't go for longevity with their artists. It's pretty much like a single, one hit wonder, that type of thing. Why is it that the industry now, with the change of what's going on with more computer based and more internet based,
yeah, people don't buy albums.
They're
buying singles, so it's just sort of they sort of pick from your album like I want that song or they want one song, instead of buying a whole album like they used to. I made an album. Like I knew that people might pick and choose off of it, but I still chose to make an album that made sense with each other, had a relationship with each other, told a story together, like a book.
Yes.
Instead of just ripping a page out of it.
Right, exactly. Yeah. With Scott Russo, you were together, like intimately as well as, of course, creatively, because you two, like, were able to write some great music.
Right.
So talk about, like, throughout that time, like, you doing a lot of television things, songs for TV, and a lot of singles as well that were out there. So talk about that dynamic of the music that you were doing at that time, like the aesthetic,
Of the Scott
process.
and Aimee?
Yeah.
Well, Scott Russo, for those of you who don't know, sings in a band called Unwritten Law, and it's very punk rock, and we sort of did a SoCal punk reggae themed music that was very sort of edgy. I mean, definitely edgy, and explicit, and I pushing the envelope and getting very shocking music. And I guess I just got to a point myself that I just didn't want to use the gift of songwriting and singing strictly just to shock people, but to maybe to heal them and to help them, because I've spent my entire career trying to get people to think outside the box and to question definitions like of women, and I wanted to prove like, hey, I can say this because just because I'm a woman, I'm not supposed to. So I spent a lot of years dealing with that, and I'm over it. Just want to help make people happy with my music,
Right.
So that's kind of, I don't negate my previous works. Like, it's cool, it's great, but I'm just not going there anymore. I'm just gonna make people happy,
That's right.
or just dance or smile or bring some good to them, instead of like yell at them.
Right. And share your personal story too, as well, and I wanted to ask you about the craft of songwriting, like, what's your process with it? Is it first, do you have the music, the melody, the motif in your head first, then the lyrics, or is it the lyrics, then you create the structure behind it with your collaborators? What's the normal process for you?
Every single time is different. It's weird because I wanted to. I wish that there was some sort of formula that I could follow, but it just sort of happens. Each song has its own story. Sometimes it's a, you know, something someone will say, and I'm like, that's a great hook for a song, you know, and then I'll just leave it and put it aside, you know, and then I'll write, you know, you know what morning pages are? The morning
Yes,
pages,
yes,
you
yes.
just wake up and you just write whatever comes to your mind.
Right, yeah.
So I've done that for years, and then I'll go through and, you know, see which ones, what makes sense, you know, maybe what makes sense with that hook that you know, somebody said, you know, in conversation. So it's kind of like pieces of a puzzle. Sometimes I do it like that. Like I put scraps of thoughts together and see if it makes sense. Sometimes an entire song will come in 10 minutes. You know, one fluid thought. Just really depends.
Right. That's
it's a surprise to me every time.
No. So that's like the symphonic approach, like writing a symphony or something like that. You know, there's always little pieces, and you know, like it's you can't put it together per se, but you just, you know, it's like a puzzle. Like it will come together as time goes on. You know,
Exactly.
So wow, but now, what made you record your album in Carmel, Indiana? Like, what was the inspiration behind that?
Well,
you know,
I got assaulted by a couple gang members in LA when I was leaving a recording studio, and I decided after that I should just get out of LA and not just get out and heal. And so I went to Indiana where my best friend lives, and also my record label, and just went to not do anything, but just get out of LA, you know, other goal in mind, you know. And after being there for a while, I was, you know, thinking to myself that maybe if I just recorded a little album, I could not just sit around feeling sorry for myself. I could actually just do something productive and heal. Use the album or use my songs to sort of just heal me, you know, and to hopefully heal other people, you know. But that's why I did the album. It's just like could not go back to LA, but I couldn't just sit there in Indiana and do nothing. So although I was like pretty injured for a while, I just you know, which is why the album's kind of mellow, because I wasn't like 100%, you know what I mean?
Okay.
I just was like, I was just feeling kind of like, I wanted just chill music around me,
right,
you know,
right.
and to be a part of, so.